All right, microphone on. We're skipping the intro because I'm back way later than I wanted to be. Hey guys. So I got a text message from my mom at like freaking 7 o'clock, 6:30 this evening. So long story short, I think I told some of you guys she's a flight attendant now. And we're still running our business, and I'm trying to help take over, and I'm trying to keep things running while she's finishing up her probation period essentially for her new job, and it's just stressful as hell, right? It's a lot of crap to have to like keep track of. And she's stationed out of Alaska now, but she lives here in Washington. And so she's having to have a place up there to crash, work up there, and then come back on days where she's not working. And so she had her first official day of flights yesterday, or 3 o'clock this morning into today, and then she texted me at like freaking, let me see, I guess it was like 3:30 this afternoon as I'm wrapping up at work, and she's like, hey, I don't suppose you want me to come, or you don't want to come pick me up at the airport, do you? And I'm like, what time? And she's like 8:30. I'm like, ah, shit. So here we are. Hey, Synomics, I guess she is, according to her own words. We're gonna get into that in a minute. Yeah, Purple Sky, he's noted actually a lot of times when people are trying to put him down, they'll mention that he was from Home Alone or The Apprentice, not that he was the president of the United States. Oh yeah, Oblivion, our life is like insanity personified right now. Absolutely like chaotic. Yeah, okay, you guys are gonna have to help me out though, because Alanah Pearce is a name that I have recalled from time to time. Hey, perfect. Dog is harassing the cat, hang on. So, Alanah Pearce. Come here. Ugh. Like I said, she's a name that I knew and I'd heard about. And there was controversy over Starfield, and I can't remember where she started. I know she had something to do with God of War Ragnarok, I think. I don't know. We're gonna get into that in a minute. But in the meantime, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate those of you who showed up. I know I'm half an hour late. Again, unavoidable, but you know, when family says they need help, you stop what you're doing, you help them. That's the joy, upside and downside of having family in your life. But hey, you know what? It's all good. That being said, my dog has got my cord wrapped around his butt. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, no, Alanah Pearce. Definitely it's a name that I know. Again, I wasn't covering so much of the gaming news specifically when she was more relevant, I think. Anyways, let me get the proper screen. Hang on, where are we at here? I told you I'm a mess right now, guys. I've got one of the cats out here harassing the dog, being harassed by the dog, trying to harass him back. I was supposed to have another article on the website today. I didn't get a chance to write that after dinner. I was gonna try to have a couple of videos recorded, ready to go for after the stream to get them uploaded tonight. That didn't happen. Oh, excuse me. That did not happen, so we are here. This is all we got. We are all here together, enjoying our misery. All right, so let's jump into the first topic that we were gonna cover. This is one I'll probably try to get a video made real quick after the stream, have this out for tomorrow morning. Is that the SE? SE what? I don't know what that means. From that Park Place, Japanese gamers launch petition to cancel Ubisoft's upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history, and I think we all know the background. Is it the Stellar Blade soundtrack? No, that's just Streamlabs copyright-free music. That's from Pretzel Rocks, I think the app is on here. Yeah, Pretzel Rocks. It's just DMCA free music. No copyright. Yeah, it's just... Let me see, what is that? No, not that one. Not that one, hang on. I don't know. I haven't gone through and added more. I haven't really messed with it too much. Haven't had a whole lot of time. That being said, I don't think we need a whole lot of backstory on this. We all know about this game. They created a historical character to be the protagonist, or one of the protagonists, in a situation where Assassin's Creed has never done that before. It's always been a fictional character with historical people surrounding them. Hello, Ivy. What are you doing? Okay, I'm trying to stream here, honey. Got Cat B instead of Cat A up here on the... Dude, Ivy, I can't see my computer screen. Ivy. Come here, honey. What are you doing? Come here. No, honey. You're in the way. You're in the way. Bourbon, get down. Oh, you signed up for it and shared the post on X? Signed... Oh, the petition. Okay. Bourbon, stop. So, yeah, we all know the situation with this game. They decided to give Yasuke more importance, more significance than he probably ever warranted in real life, given the fact that there's no evidence that he was actually a full-fledged samurai, no evidence of him having any impact on Japanese culture, but, you know, above and beyond, I guess what some academic wrote a paper on or a book or something that they extrapolated his significance from, and now Japanese people are like, we've had enough of this shit, you know? That's okay. So Purple, that the thing about him being gay or bisexual, him and Naue, I guess her name is, the shinobi. The thing is, they haven't confirmed that either one of them is actually LGBT. They have just said they're going to have relationships with various people or various types of people. It's simply them. I think it's queerbaiting, to be honest. I think it is just them dangling that carrot in front of the alphabet people going, okay, come by our game because you might get to play in a gay relationship if you didn't get enough of that in Baldur's Gate 3. Which, that's the crazy thing in all these situations. Like, guys, we've all played all the games where you have the relationship options, the orientation options. Like, we've all played games that have those. It's not something new. But for whatever reason, it's like... these people have all forgotten that this is something that's existed for a long-ass time at this point. So now we have the Japanese gamers coming out and saying, screw this. And the article says, Japanese gamers have launched a petition to have Ubisoft cancel their upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. So, just like Smash JT, friend of the channel, has his cancel end Kotaku petition that he started, it's about sending a message. It's not I don't think it's a serious petition to actually prevent the game from coming out. I mean, the game's gonna happen. This is a probably $150, $200 million game from a AAA studio with worldwide, marketing and global connections. Ubisoft is not going to look at one, poll or survey, whatever, from 18,000, 20,000 people in Japan and say, oh, well, we should probably rethink our strategy here. We probably shouldn't do this. Because they were never marketing it to the Japanese audience anyways. This is for Western audiences, Oh, yeah, Purple Sky, it's all pandering is the problem. Every little bit of it's pandering. Oh, it's already at 25K. Synomics, I'll have to check it out because I haven't actually seen it yet for myself. I have not looked at it yet. I've been very busy today. Unfortunately, my wife and I, we took the kids to the gym on Saturday. We were supposed to make it back over there for the pool because the weather's getting warmer. We haven't done that yet. We spent part of Sunday with my mom because it was her last day before she got this new job going. So I didn't get as much done this weekend as I wanted to. I got one video recorded on each channel. We get to today and I'm just like pounding through my Monday, right? And then I get this message to go pick my mom up. So it's like, I haven't had 5 seconds to stop and actually do any research on any of this stuff. Hey, Geth, how's it going? What's up is that I'm not playing Elden Ring tonight. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking of abandoning my video game streams for a while and just doing a couple live streams a night, going over some of this shit. Because while I enjoy the game streams, I don't know that anybody else does. So, I don't know. I feel like more people would rather actually have a conversation than watch some boring-ass, almost 40-year-old dude play a game very poorly. I mean, I'm not the worst Elden Ring player, don't get me wrong. There are some that are far worse than I am. But I'm definitely not that dude, oh crap, I shared his video on Twitter earlier. Some guy, he makes these incredible videos from Elden Ring and Dark Souls, where he just completely destroys these bosses, and then he does like quick edits and stuff. Really awesome shit. I gotta find him and bring this up. Hang on. After Elden Ring, that's a tough one because I say I need, but I want to play the Ashlands update on Valheim. I have not done that yet. I need to beat the Mistlands boss, which I'm up to the boss, and then go explore the Ashlands. Other than that, people keep throwing suggestions at me. And now we got the freaking summer sale going on. I don't know. There are so many games, you know? So many. Fear and Hunger. That name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen somebody play it. It's the one thing that isn't cultural appropriation to the absurd people. Yeah. So it says, as translated via Google's machine translation, the petition created by Shimizu Toru states, recently a lack of historical accuracy and cultural respect has been a serious problem for game developer Ubisoft, which is scheduled to release Assassin's Creed Shadows. This game is based on the samurai of Japan, ignoring the fact that the samurai is the upper class of the samurai class and should be my family or a person who serves you. It adds, in fact, William Adams, Miura Prodor, the first European to receive the title of samurai, was the one who served Tokugawa, is that Ieyasu, as the flag book for 250 stoning. I don't understand any of that. Like, I can read the English, but it doesn't make any sense to me. I love this caption on this photo. Holy crap, Yasuke executes an innocent man pressed into a fight in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't think he's supposed to be innocent. I get that in the trailer it looks like the guy is like forced to fight, but I don't know. That's pretty brutal either way. I must play all of them at the same time. Well, shit, I gotta quit my job. All right, well, we'll get to Boogie in a second. I was gonna try to talk about Boogie a little bit. Boogie is one of these guys on YouTube online that was before my time, and I'm catching up on Boogie, and I really don't want to. Unfortunately, I'm like having my eyes opened. I don't know if you guys know who Tipster is. The dude has me blocked on Twitter. I have never interacted with him until like today. I noticed. I noticed previously he had me blocked, and then some guys I follow, Smash JT, they were talking about Tipster, and I'm like, I don't even know who this dude is, other than the fact that he's had me blocked for like the last 3 months. I mean, I have no idea. You want to see William Adams in Assassin's Creed: A Real Samurai? Well, I mean, William Adams, wasn't he in what's the game? Nio, however you pronounce that. Pretty sure he was the character that they always talk about from that game. Another game that I downloaded and never played because I just don't have the time. It says it then calls on, hang on a second. Oh no, we skipped over that part. Sorry, whew, I need to slow down. My burps are catching up with me here. The petition then declares, in such history, Ubisoft continues to misunderstand the essence and role of samurai. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history and can lead to racism in Asia. Well, okay, hang on a second. I don't think Japanese people have to worry about anti-Japanese racism in Asia, per se. I think what they might be implying is anti-Asian racism in the Western world, which is a very real thing. I mean, for the longest time, it was basically like, white people are bad because they make jokes about Asians, but it's amazing that they now ignore the fact that Asians are predominantly like assaulted by people who are not white, but for some weird reason, that's not racist. I don't know, call me crazy. It then calls on Ubisoft to stop developing the game. We call on Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows and show sincere research and respect for Japanese history and culture. And so when they wrote this article, it was only up to 16,000 signatures. I wonder, they did not put the link in here. I wanted to, oh, here we go. The petition. Let's hope I don't dox myself, have some Gmails pop up here. Hang on a second. Okay, so it's up to 23,000 signatures. I don't know if they took away any of the signatures that they had previously on here, but yeah, almost 25K, that's pretty good. Capcom's releasing RE1 on GOG. Dude, I don't even know if I have GOG installed. I know I have games through GOG. I have an account, I think, but I don't know that I actually have the GOG launcher or store, whatever they call it, installed. Let's see here. The creation of this petition comes in the wake of numerous Japanese gamers torching Ubisoft and the game after associate narrative director Brooke Davies described the game as fiction. Well, the thing is, it is fiction. This is the hard part about Assassin's Creed, right? You take a bunch of historical events, you take some historical characters, and then you create a fictional story around it. That was part of what the mass appeal of Assassin's Creed was. When I played through the first 2, 3, 4 games, part of what I loved was the setting, the environment, the accuracy to the characters and the events of the time, the clothing, and of course, like the architecture, the cities that you could actually run around and play in. It was like a virtual sandbox. It was fantastic, right? Those are the parts of the game that I really loved. And then you get to Black Flag, where it completely changes to where all of a sudden now you have naval battles and shit, and that was awesome. So this game, I don't understand who in their right minds thought that this game was going to scratch that itch that so many people have been having. Ubisoft does this shit to themselves, because they did this with with Skull and Bones, going, okay, well, Black Flag was a huge success. Everybody's been waiting for the follow-up to that game. So let's make something that isn't as good, where you can't actually take control of a person. You have no actual like quest or storyline. It's just you're stuck on a ship, you're controlling a ship, having really bad naval battles. Okay, you know, like this is just Ubisoft having like this completely inept, approach to things. Let's see. So it says, she said, the story that we're telling is historical fiction. So to take the events of history and what we know of the history, and then I think it's kind of like use it as a palette. Then the story that we write based on these events and what is known needs to fit within that palette. So we can't bring stuff from outside of this. We're trying to work with this palette, but the story is very much fiction. And what the writing team has imagined based on these historical figures and events that we've learned about working with our researchers and historians and consultants. Yes, well, their consultants are a bunch of African Americans in Canada who care more about getting, those virtual check boxes for the freaking ESG funding and shit than they do about actual Japanese history. Like, why not hire? Is there not a Japanese Sweet Baby Inc.? Is there not like a Japanese consulting firm that these people can go to and say, hey, Japanese people, we want to use a character. Why don't you tell us what was going on at the time and how we should use this character and what the events going on in that part of the world were? No, they use companies like Sweet Baby Inc. It's like what they did with that freaking, we saw with Flintlock. I can't remember the name of the other one that takes place like in the South in Louisiana, where they decided to, again, race swap the character from white to black. And then, because it takes place in Louisiana with a black girl, they decided to hire freaking Sweet Baby Inc. up in Canada, a bunch of rich, privileged, mixed race women that somehow would have any knowledge of what goes on down in Louisiana or Georgia and or down there. Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, Purple Sky, honestly. None of that bullshit. No reason for any of it. It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like, okay, so we saw that they're doing a second Gladiator movie, right? And a lot of people are freaking out because in Gladiator 2, I guess Denzel Washington's going to play like some merchant or some former gladiator slave turned merchant, wealthy, affluent, have some position or power. Well, that's fine, because the Roman Empire, there was plenty of different diverse cultures and ethnicities, because Rome had the biggest freaking empire the world had ever seen at that point. And they encompassed large swaths of territory, and there was trading of slaves and different people of different backgrounds. And so the idea that one of them could rise up through the ranks, sure, okay. And it's fiction, so whatever. My biggest problem with Gladiator 2 is it doesn't need to freaking exist. What the hell's the point in doing that? Why do we need a sequel to a movie that came out, 15 years ago? And look, we had Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix. And who was that who played the Emperor? Was that Richard Harris? I mean, you had some fantastic actors in that movie. Now we have freaking Pedro Pascal. I mean, I love Denzel Washington, but I hate Pedro Pascal. Government-funded historical societies. Okay, well, there you go. Maybe they didn't want to pay too much for that. Maybe they didn't want to have to pay them. But let's piggyback off of Assassin's Creed and jump over and talk about Elden Ring. Because Elden Ring, my God, this freaking game. The amount of conversations about this game, it's like worse than Dr. Disrespect. All the Dr. Disrespect stuff where everyone's trying to figure it out and piece it together. And at this point now, I don't think I'll ever cover Dr. Disrespect again, because at this point I think we know as much as we're going to know, and we're never going to know any more details, and everything else is just going to be rumor, suspicion, speculation. Twitch is never going to be held accountable. He's canceled effectively, and that's that. We're never going to know anything else. But freaking Elden Ring, it's like completely, it's almost as bad when it comes to the retarded takes that I'm hearing left and right about it. I get that the difficulty of the bosses wasn't scaled as well as it was in the first game. I get that there were issues with the difficulty and the damage that the enemies were dishing out and taking in the DLC. And they've already tried to patch that and nerf that. Then they created a journalist mode, which I think is absolutely hilarious. And it's like all the discourse around this game is making me not enjoy it, you know? And I'm enjoying the game. I'm thinking the DLC is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. Shadow of the Erd Tree has been great for me so far. Some issues, some bosses I'm gonna have to work out, obviously. I'm gonna have to get good. But now we have them talking about an Elden Ring movie or a TV series, and I'm just like shaking my head going, come on, guys. How would you even do that? How would that work? What would you do? Like, okay, so I was trying to explain to my wife because she's not a video game player at all. So, did you guys watch the new Mortal Kombat movie? The one where they created essentially a character to be the lead character in the movie, right? Happy belated birthday. That was like a week ago. I appreciate it. Thanks, Moxie. But yeah, I'm already on my way to 39 now, okay? Come on. 38 is already, that's in the rearview mirror at this point. What I need to do, by next year, I need to finish up the bottom half or top half of this arm, whatever, wrist to elbow. I guess that'd be the top half, forearm. Just get, for my birthday, Father's Day, between now and next year, get that done so I can be done with tattoos by the time I'm 40. Because I haven't gotten one since 2019, and that used to be my birthday gift to myself. It used to be a Father's Day birthday thing, freaking go get a tattoo. That was my shit. Now, I don't have no money. Base the Elden Ring series on one character as it... Well, no, but Purple Sky, here's the problem. Youngin. I know. I'm younger than some, uglier than most, and shorter than all. Now, honestly, it's really funny. I see these people who get the leg extension surgery and shit, and I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with being short? There's absolutely nothing wrong with being short. I've never struggled with it once in my life. Not in terms of self-confidence or in terms of I don't know. I tried to explain this before because I have 3 older brothers and 2 of them dealt with bullying my entire life. I never once in my life have been truly bullied by anybody. And I don't know if it's a personality thing or what, but some of these dudes that get that freaking leg extension surgery and shit, I'm like, you're nuts. There are so many things I'd rather spend money on than that. Godric, the one with the line on his back. Well, so, no, Purple, I think they're going to have to... It has to be one of the Tarnished, right? It has to be a player-created character. But then, what do you do with that? Because it can't be... Well, unless they don't want to follow... If they don't follow the trajectory and the path of the game as far as the story that unfolds in the game, they could do Elden Ring, the series, and completely exclude the player-character interactions and just follow... the lore. You're absolutely right. They could do that. I don't know if they'd want to. I don't know if that would actually make more sense or less, especially given the fact that other movies like Mortal Kombat have completely taken the other route. Hey, Burner, you were bullied? My apologies. My sympathies. My lack of understanding how to speak tonight because my brain is fried. It's Monday. Freaking hate Mondays. For now. Yeah, don't make promises you can't keep. All right, thanks, Moxie. See you later. Yeah, Burner, it's really funny because I'm the youngest of 4 boys. We were in private school, homeschool, public school, combination of any of the 3, all throughout growing up. And I never really had it bad. And it's not because I wasn't bigger than anybody else. I wasn't short until I reached adulthood. I was normal height for my age, and I just never grew after puberty. But, I was never picked on, I was never bullied, I made friends pretty easily. But the same kids that would try to be my best friend in school would pick on my brother who was in a grade ahead of me. It's like, you guys are just assholes. I don't know, kids suck. Kids can really suck. So anyways, we got this all these conversations going on about Elden Ring, and a lot of it has to do with the difficulty. Now we got them talking about a movie or a TV show, and then we get this chick, Alanah Pearce. Alanah Pearce, 551,000 followers on Twitter. She has a YouTube account with, 645,000 subscribers, okay? I don't know necessarily who this person is. I don't... I had to Google her because I'm like, all right, I got 5 minutes before I hit go live on the stream. So let me see if I don't have this brought up anymore. Hang on a second, guys. Let me switch cameras for a second. Not worried about my search history. I just don't want any personal information popping up. Let me see here. I'm not gonna have a God, what's his face? Asmongold moment where he went to his likes on Twitter and the first thing that popped up when he was streaming was like some cosplay OnlyFans chick with like gigantic knockers and this tiny little like top covering her nipples, like, and he's just like, oh, that wasn't what I was looking for. God. I guess top search result, why is Alanah Pearce famous? Best known for her work as a gamer and a journalist, Alanah has made a name for herself in the gaming community. She's also very well known for her affiliation with the production company Rooster Teeth. Is that where she started? Did she start with Rooster Teeth? Since 2020, she's worked for American game developer Santa Monica Studio. She's reported on video games for various news outlets, including entertainment news website IGN. So she's worked at IGN. Let's see. She copies people's jokes. You've seen her do those. I fell for a dirty joke clip. Okay. Purple, I tried watching The Boys the first season, and I liked the premise. This is not me being a prude, okay? So don't take this the wrong way. I don't care what kind of movie you like whatever you like. That's cool. For me personally, I'm totally good with like gory movies and, you know, rated R movies and shit. But when you have movies and TV shows that just try to put as much gratuitous nudity and gore in them as possible, and everything has some random sex scene or somebody gets raped or there's just something really perverse in it, I'm like, you know, if you want to watch porn, just go watch porn. For me, sex scenes and nudity in movies don't really advance the story. And so for me personally, I just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. So that's part of why I checked out of Game of Thrones. I was just like, I couldn't really make myself invest in it. But I don't know, the boys seemed interesting. I just didn't really, I don't know. Oh God, Vosh. No, what would happen is I'd be researching Vosh and that would pop up and it would look like it was me saving that for my own personal enjoyment, when the reality is it's just like, no. No, I've got a clip of him saved in my videos talking about justifying, it was either bestiality or stuff involving children. And I'm like, this guy needs to be put in a jail somewhere, maybe under the jail. All right, so that we have some backstory on Alanah Pearce. I thought she was a developer. Was she not a developer? Don't start barking. Don't do it. Come here. Let me see. Bourbon, don't you start barking. I am not. Come here. Come here. I am not closing that back door. It's too warm. Oh, don't lick my ear. Don't do it. Don't do it. I thought she was a developer before the Santa Monica Studio place. Stop sniffing my ear. Oh my God. Okay, you're just weird now. You're being weird. I guess not. Hosted an awards show, Game Developer's Choice. Huh. So I guess she's just a journalist and personality. Better series than The Boys? I mean, the thing is, the way that The Boys went, you know? Felt the same about Invincible? Yeah, I think a lot of us, and this isn't even like a conservative right-wing prude thing. I think a lot of people at this point, because nothing shocks anyone anymore. We've all seen so much when it comes to, look, everybody's seen everybody's bits and pieces out there on the internet now. It's not shocking or cool or groundbreaking to have like the most gratuitous sex scene or nudity in a movie possible. It's like, that shit's been done. At this point, try to tell a good story, you know? I've looked at Ruby. I've heard decent things about it. That was actually one of the shows on Rooster Teeth that people were actually really sad about ending. Hey, Blu-ray. Alanah is being retarded. Okay, let's just play the clip. I'm gonna go back to the other screen here, if I can figure out which button it is. Or now let's bring up full screen. My bad. One of these days I'll get my shit together. So, Alanah Pearce. She had this YouTube video come out. Now I'm gonna play, let me see if I can find the clip that I had of her just talking about it. No, not JoJo Siwa, although it should be saved. Here it is, all right. Oh, this JoJo Siwa is complete nut job. Talk about Hollywood and entertainment ruining children forever. Hey, Alequiz, I think I saw you previously. Hope you're doing well. Oh God, what was it? How do you say, what time is it? It's how much clock is it, right? Crap, I can't remember the German words for it. You liked season 1, but after Monty stopped doing Ruby, it wasn't as good. Yeah, I covered that, I think, on the podcast channel last year, that there was a lot of different... oh no, it was on Fandom Pulse. I did an article on that, about how Rooster Teeth or one of those networks was selling off their shows. Superhero parodies are obsolete? Well, then don't buy Vito's comic book, because Super Killer, I think, is supposed to be a parody of comic book characters. All right, so anyways, well, let's pull this up. This is Alanah Pearce. This is a snippet from her video that she did, the 17-minute video here. Let me make sure we're unmuted. We're unmuted. All right.
If you have a kid, you have a two.
I'll turn the volume up. Hang on a second. 7 Uhr morgens. Spot es ist. Is that spät or spot? I can't remember how to say that word. See, my German teacher taught us to say basically, like how much time is it? How much clock is it? That must be it. Stone Toss have this where they don't let a boy in the cinema because the movie was M or something, so he exits the cinema and there's people. I've seen that one. I have seen that one. Yeah, I mean, at least Alanah Pearce, she's not bad looking. It's not a matter of like frightening lib femme with the shaved head and the nostril. I mean, she's a moderately attractive person. It's not that.
Is consent. There are long-term disabilities. There are situational disabilities. There are temporary disabilities. It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned if you have a kid. You have a 2-year-old, you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. That is a situational disability that you have, where the game not having the option for you to be able to pause, for example, is a hindrance for your particular disability. A situation is.
Okay. Wie viel Uhr ist... Ja, jawohl. Wie viel Uhr ist das? Dankeschön. Yes, that was it. Okay, so... situational disability. Yeah. I responded to this. I'm going to see if I can find my tweet. Here we go. I had some absolutely retarded people responding to my tweet, and we'll get to that in a second. So, Alex is obsessed. Oh no, it's Alex on Twitter. He said, I just watched a game developer say that playing a game while having a kid could be considered a disability. Video tomorrow. I was actually thinking, instead of live streaming tonight, if I got back any later than I did, to... no, it doesn't have to count. Yeah, okay, thank you, Oblivion. Thank you. Gern Geschehen? I'm not sure what Gern... Oh, Gern. Geschehen. The Blue Archive stuff. I don't know what the Blue Archive is. So, Alanah responded to Alex saying, having a kid can be a situational disability where accessibility is concerned. Now, I know I get sidetracked. Accessibility is a word I despise, and I've said that before on this channel many, many times. Accessibility doesn't always mean give a deaf person a way to hear, or give somebody who can't walk a way to transport himself from point A to point B, or help somebody who doesn't have hands or arms or legs, function, interacting with things. That is accessibility in my mind. Accessibility and ease of access to things is what I look at modern day accessibility being, and that's where everybody has anything they ever want and everything is crap. So even though everybody has access to things, it all sucks. That kind of accessibility I find to be like cancer. And that unfortunately is what modern society that we exist in has become. Everything's accessible all the time, even if you don't deserve to have access to it. And that's what's kind of ruined society, in my opinion. That ease of access to things. So no, I'm not a fan of accessibility at all. If you want to help some deaf person hear, that kind of accessibility I can get behind. Anything else, hell no. So she goes, it's if you need to pause a game because your kid is running around your living room but you can't, you'll have trouble playing games with no pause menu. Here's a bunch of info about it for anyone who's genuinely interested and not just trying to rage bait. And then she shares this okay. Userway .org/blog how situational disabilities impact us all. No. Jessica Alba's situational disability. Holy crap. Okay. Do you all want to hear about Jessica Alba's situational disability? Rich, entitled, beautiful, I'd assume millionaire actress. Do we want to hear from Jessica Alba about her situational disability? Holy crap. These people are out of touch. Right, so Oblivion, what she's trying to say is, okay, 4 years ago. 5 years. It was the winter, the Christmas going into COVID, okay? 2019, December 24th. I did a live stream when my computer desk was on that wall there. My kids' room is over here. And we were having everybody getting sick. I'm talking all my kids were throwing up all hours of the day and night. And my younger son, my twin son, he woke up right after I'd started streaming a game. I had, my Christmas decorations up as my Christmas stream. I had like 2 people watching because that was a big deal for me at the time. And he comes out of his room because he has thrown up all over himself. Now I'm in the middle of a live stream. Okay. I had to basically tell everybody, well, give me 10 minutes. I have to stop what I'm doing. I'm not going to turn off the live stream, but basically I'm going to go to the be right back screen and nothing's going to happen because I have to go deal with my son who's now covered in vomit. Was I disabled in that moment? No, I was parenting. I'm dealing with my kid. It doesn't matter if the game doesn't have a pause button or if the car you're driving runs out of gas or the guy behind you won't let you, slow down and you have to speed up to get around. There are plenty of things that inconvenience you from doing things the absolute best way possible in the course of your day. That doesn't mean that in those moments that you're inconvenienced that you're disabled. That is such a modern bullshit way of phrasing things. Good Lord. Putting the cart in front of the horse? Yeah. This is such an asinine mentality. It's like basically anything that makes my leisure, my temporary leisure, my enjoyment of a virtual product impeded, whether it's by my child or by any other inconvenience, I am now disabled in this moment. Yeah, if your oven catches on fire, you're not disabled in that moment. You're not situationally disabled because your oven's on fire. It's called you're desperately trying to put out the fire so you have a place to live tomorrow. That's not a situational disability. That's called life, okay? I'm trying really hard not to curse right now, but damn it. Okay, these people are just idiots. She goes, who is she responding to that has me blocked? Who is this? Why can't I see who they're replying to? When did Twitter stop showing who the person replied to? That's really weird. Huh. That's very strange. All right, she says, every few days I wonder why I try to teach anyone anything on the internet, but yes, in software and game development, a situational disability is a term that refers to any non-permanent situation that would prevent someone from progressing. Accessibility aims to alleviate that. Oh, piss off. They're just trying to piggyback and get into a label to elevate either themselves or validate their problems. It just sounds like victim mentality. You want to be a victim so bad that you're going to say, if my video game doesn't have a pause button and I have to stop what I'm doing to go deal with my child who I chose to have, that I'm temporarily, situationally disabled. Like, what the hell? So I responded, and here's the best part. I responded, I said, father of 3 kids here, it's not a disability. And I've been exactly where this person has been through before. And yet, for some weird reason, I'm getting pushback from these people. This guy here, millennial nerds, father of 5 here, that's the term. Okay, so you are a victim to your children. You're a victim to your life choices, what you're saying. Because you've been inconvenienced playing a video game. One of your 5 children needs your help, apparently. So let's see here. This person here... Okay, this person here responds and says, situational disabilities are any factor that can limit movement or ability to perform tasks. You're getting hung up on thinking disability has to be something medically diagnosed. A situational disability can be as simple as trying to navigate your own house in pitch black. No, that's called the power's out. Get a flashlight. Or you are dumb and forgot to turn the light switch on. You're not disabled. The government disables me with every cent they take from me. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be Del Walker. The little bitch has me blocked. I gave him criticism, and he couldn't take the criticism, so he blocked me. Look, and it's not that I don't understand what they're trying to say. I understand the idea behind it, but disability is 100% the wrong word. And this guy here said, yes, we are getting hung up on the term disability. I'm also a father. When I game, I am choosing to put myself in a situation where my commitments and distractions interrupt my leisure. My friend lost both his legs in an accident. On balance, poor use of the term. And so he goes, okay, I get what you're saying, but technically even placing yourself in a situation where your abilities are limited, you become disabled. No. Oh my God. I'm not going to go around saying it's dark, I'm disabled. Nobody's going to. But the term situational disability is real and used. Johnny Worthington says the terms like circle back synergy and vertical integration are also real terms. Doesn't mean they're good or appropriate applications. I mean, I'm just so over these people trying to make everything some sort of victimhood mentality. You know? Yeah, Tsunomics, that's the thing. You know? She retweeted his post about the Microsoft documents with situational disability example. Oh, okay. She worked for IGN, isn't having some kind of disability job requirement. You would think, Michael, you would think. Well, that's the real question, Blithian. Where do you draw the line? Now, does anybody who is situationally... Okay, prime example. If you sprain your ankle, that's an actual temporary disability. You now have to hobble around with a bum ankle, right? So you've got to deal with that. Thanks, Schmacked. Appreciate you for subscribing. And then you've got situations where it's like, no, you have a broken ankle, or you've got a permanently broken leg. I don't look at the person with the sprained ankle as disabled. Temporarily disabled, maybe you could do that. You could use that word situationally disabled if you want to. But when it comes down to it, that person is not disabled. They have a temporary injury. The person who had their leg amputated, they will always be disabled. You know? I hate the use of the word. Yeah, no kidding. I just think in the broader context of things, it is just so grossly overused to the point that when you're saying, I'm playing a fucking video game, pardon my French, and I can't pause it, and I now have to go deal with my child. I'm situationally disabled. This is like wah, wah, wah. Get over yourself. Oh my God, what is wrong with these people? Well, the thing is, Blu-ray, most of this crap is based off of stuff that's not backed up by science, not backed up by actual studies, not backed up by anything other than my friend wrote this essay and he verified it with my essay, and this person took this study that was never conclusive, but everything else is based off of that. So there you have it. Yeah, oh my God, seriously. That's been the worst part of the whole Me Too thing. You know, honestly, and they want to call people who don't believe all women misogynists and sexist and bigots and, you know, everything else. It's like, no, we're actually, believe it or not, the non-Me Too people want harsher punishments for rapists and pedophiles and everybody else. We want those people put in wood chippers, okay? That's what people on our side of the camp want. What we don't want is women regretting their decisions and having a man put in jail for a consensual decision. That's what we don't want. And yet they say that we are the ones who are softer on the rapists. And it's like, no, we just don't want innocent people going to jail. That's it. It's in the same way that if you voice dissent about police, you know, shooting dogs or overstepping their bounds. Like, I have a brother who's a cop. And, you know, if I was going to be honest and have a conversation with him about it, it's like, I'm pro law and order, but I don't like police unions. I don't like the fact that there are cover-ups and things where there's protections in place. And the worst thing that could happen, in my mind, is to be accidentally have your life ended by a police officer when you've done nothing wrong. It's like, my mom and I had this argument a while back about the absolute responsibility when it comes to a cop not making the wrong decision is on the police officer, because they're the ones who chose to put their life in the line of duty. And so a police officer, in my mind, should be willing to accept the fact that he can't just kill somebody out of fear. He has to wait to know for sure. So that's just where those gray areas come in. I'm not anti-police by any stretch of the imagination. What I am anti is like anti-union. Anybody who's going to cover up dirty potential, criminal actions or those kind of things. The same thing went on with Me Too. We all want to see people who do bad things go to jail, be punished, you know, but it's the application of how you go about doing it. You can't just go look at every third man and say, oh, well, statistically, you're more you're safer in the woods with a bear than you are with a man, you know? But I didn't see anything in Babylon Bee, actually. You know, I follow them on Instagram and Twitter, and I haven't really been seeing much of their posts recently, for whatever reason. Well, Elecquiz, that's socialism 101 right there. Oppression started to lose its plausibility, so they won't go to disabilities. Yeah, that's. I mean, disabilities have always been a thing that people can use as a cudgel, as a crutch, as some sort of shield. It's why. Okay, think about it. Why else? We just got done with Pride Month, guys. Thank God. You know, it's bad enough that it's my wife and my birthday month. We have the same birthday. We have Father's Day. My brother has a birthday. It's like all those things are overshadowed by the fact that if I go like to a baseball game on the wrong weekend, and it's like the Father's Day, Juneteenth, Pride Month weekend, if I try to go for like Father's Day and my birthday all combined into one, I end up going during like Juneteenth and Pride Month, where it's like, no, I'm not here to celebrate social activism. I'm here with my kids for a baseball game for freaking Father's Day, right? But it all gets lumped into one. But what's really crazy is that all of a sudden, the pride flag, which used to represent gay rights, gay marriage, whatever, now it's also got transgender people. It's also got brown people. It's also got the brown and black for people who have AIDS, right? Then they add into that people who are like neurodivergent or disabled. It's like, basically what they're saying is if you're black, it's the same thing as being gay. They treat it all like it's some sort of disability. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, Synomics, honestly, I'm at the point now where baseball was like one of the last sports I could really enjoy, and on the little league level with like my kids, it's still super normal, super traditional. They still do the Pledge of Allegiance before the games, like for the championship, they still do the little league pledge. You know, there's none of this boys on girls teams, girls on boys teams. It's very traditional stuff. But then you get up to the major levels and it's all owned by corporations and it's all got the crap. Like, I looked at my phone and I got an email from the Mariners and it had to do with like a 4th of July thing. I'm like, oh my God, this is the first time in 30 days that I get an email from the Mariners and it doesn't have something to do with some sort of social cause. Yeah, no, it's all roleplay, 100%. And it's just mind-numbing, and it gets to the point where it's so much that I can't even just relax and enjoy my day. I mean, that's all we want. If you're going to pay the money to go to a sporting event with the prices that they charge for food and admission and parking and price of gasoline, you just want to be able, it's like a video game. You just want to be able to sit back and enjoy your time, you know? Anyways, I had some other people respond. Their responses weren't worth talking about because they were just complete assholes. Look at these here. Thinking that your lived experience is equally applicable to everybody around you is counter to the notion of empathy. I suggest you alter that mindset while you raise your kids, or else we'll have an extra 3 blithering fucking morons like their dad running around in 20 years. Nice. Sounds like he has empathy, right? That really sounds like an empathetic person. At least that was a good one. Anything else, retard? And then another person shared that person's sentiment. Your inability to understand a term doesn't invalidate the term. It just makes you ignorant of it. Just get out of here, guys. Get out. Whatever. The fact that you're all trying to use the term disability to describe your video game playing time says a lot more about you than it does about me. So, where are we? Oh my God. Okay. We could either talk about Jim Sterling or Boogie 2988. Which one do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, honestly, here's the thing. So many causes, so many social causes and social movements start off well-intentioned. I think a lot of people start off in life having well-intentioned, or starting off with good intentions in order to try to make some sort of social change. And here's what happened, okay? You know, these pseudo-intellectual lefties, yeah. You want to talk about Sterling? We'll talk about Sterling. So the thing about it is, unfortunately, given the fact that, you know, we had slavery, right? We've had the Industrial Revolution, and then we had to go through like child labor laws and getting rid of child labor and dealing with all these like workplace accidents, and now we have unions and we've got all these things that are trying to like make life better for everybody else. basically every aspect of our society, from technology to engineering to medicine to social structure to entertainment, it's all about improving our lives, right? Everything's about making your life more comfortable, making everybody get along better, and everyone has more stuff and everyone's got more access to everything. So with that whole like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, with that pyramid, the very top of it being self-actualization, something that I don't think people actually need to do. But you know, we've kind of reached the top. We're at the pinnacle now. We're at the tippity top, the Doc would say. And unfortunately, these people, these young people that are rioting, that are protesting, we've seen it for like the last 4 or 5 years now, the Just Stop Oil people, you know, the activists, the Antifa types, the Pride parades, the BLM protesters, they don't have anything to really cling to. They're not happy about their own personal lives. They have access to anything. Like we talked about accessibility, they have access to whatever they want. There's nothing stopping them. But unfortunately, they are so freaking bored with their life because they're not living through the civil rights era. They're not living through a civil war. They're not living through the American Revolution. They're not living through anything that has any meaning or substance to it. They're just existing in a world that somebody else built, and they're miserable. So they want to feel like they're making some sort of change. So that starts from this feeling that they have where they're making some sort of positive impact on society. So they have to find a problem, right? They have to find some sort of evil that they have to root out. Well, they get into socialism, they get into Marxism, they get into BLM, they get into all these ideas like they're going to fight the fascists. And you go, well, who are the fascists? Let me tell you something. The people in you know, Black Bloc going out in the streets and burning down buildings and attacking people, those are the fascists, okay? It's not the guy wearing the MAGA hat, you know. He's over there complaining about Bud Light and watching shitty cartoons on the Daily Wire. No, the person that is doing the damage to society, that's the person we should be worried about, and that's the person who thinks that they're actually affecting social change because their life is so damn meaningless that they have created these boogeymen that they are somehow fighting and deconstructing and tearing down, and they're just too dumb to realize that they're just pawns. They're pawns in the grand scheme of things, you know? 14 on YouTube, or are we counting the Twitter bots? Please don't make you look at Sterling again today. No, Tipster. Oh my God, Tipster. I don't know why Tipster is relevant. Okay, so he's a YouTuber, I assume. Like, guys, you got to realize, I was not terminally online before the last couple of years. So when all of these lolcow guys, like when Boogie first got relevant, when Gamergate 1 first happened, I was just dealing with babies and working my ass off and playing Shadows of Mordor or whatever game I was playing at the time, or For Honor, you know? So I don't know the deep lore and the history of some of these people and where they came from and how they got popular, how they got famous. Having a regular marriage and kids is so toxic. I know, it really is. It's terrible. It's going to be the death of me, you know? It's just, well, it will be if they get their way. Better life gets the smaller the problems people treat as the end of the world, generally not exclusively. Yeah, Oblivion. And it doesn't have to be anything specific. It doesn't have to be, you know, one political side versus the other. It's everybody feeling the need because they see, you know, somebody who's famous and they want that. They're chasing that fame. They're chasing that clout. They're chasing that need to be, well, that self-actualization, that need to be worshipped and adored by masses, you know, in society. Boogie is the overweight Boogie. That's a long history. God, I don't know what's gonna pop up. So let me find Boogie real quick. Okay, hang on. Boogie is a YouTuber who's kind of a lolcow, who's gotten himself into trouble recently for some crypto pump and dump shit he was doing, where he pretends that he doesn't know what was going on, and the reality is he's got cancer and he got a documentary made about him. And he's just a terrible person, you know? He's just an awful person, is the long and the short of it. Oh, yeah, Boogie was recently talking to Keemstar, saying the N-word, but not with the hard R on it. Boogie fired a warning shot, which we all know is not a thing. There's no such thing as warning shots, at somebody who came to harass him at his house. Oh my God, this one was, oh. Shit, I remember this. All right, hang on. Pyrocynical, I don't know that one. You Platinum Mordor? Yeah, that's a great game. I've said for a while now, the Shadows of Mordor, Shadows of War games, that was fan fiction done right. That was the way to do it. You know, yeah, they changed the lore and the storyline, but they did it so well. It didn't bother me because they actually created something that was unique and cool, you know? It seemed he lied having cancer. He's claiming he has cancer. So Boogie, guys, I'm not going to show you the rest of this picture. I'm sure I could find it. This man got banned on Twitch, okay? He was trying to make a point about the whole censor bar meta on Twitch, where these girls were going with, like, nothing on. Well, they would have, like, a bathing suit on, but they were pretending they were naked. And the censor bar would cover, like, their nipples and, like, their crotch, and that was it. And so he did the censor bar thing, except he dropped his drawers completely. The thing is, he is so gargantuanly fat that his belly fat covered his testicles. So you couldn't actually see anything, okay? Like, I saw the video he posted on Twitter to prove it. So he did that on Twitch and got banned. But then he went afterwards and did it again and put it on Twitter. And I think they unbanned him afterwards, but it was the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, that was back in the Twitter implied nudity days. So now he's in trouble because he apparently got caught up in a meme coin pump and dump. This is like this, again, like Tipster, like all these other guys, like that freaking dude Riley, who's been going after Eric July. I don't know where these people come from, you know? He can't be a wagey. No, so he claims, and I remember, I'll see if I can find the audio clip. Let me see here real quick here. Well, they have this, we have the thread of it here. Let's just go through this first. So this guy, Optimus on Twitter, says Boogie2988 just deleted days worth of incriminating tweets regarding his fatty token scandal. Luckily, I archived everything over that time period for my upcoming videos. Since he's trying to hide what he did, I figured I'd drop the full thread of screenshots and videos. Long and the short of it, these crypto pump and dump guys, their website was literally like pumpyourcoin.com or something. It was a complete scam. Boogie messages, I think it's CoffeeZilla is the YouTuber who covers all this crypto scam stuff. And he's like, hey, I need to ask you a question about this. And the guy responds and says, don't do it. And he's like, oh shit, it's too late. I already did. Right. So that he gets paid $5,000. Boogie does, to tell people, he makes this meme video like he's Andrew Tate, but fat. And instead of being rich, he's going to teach you how to be a brokey like him. It's this cringe video he made, right? Then he goes on to say, don't get into my crypto if you have any money to lose. It's not worth your money. You're going to lose money. You're going to be broke like me. And they sold it for like a penny a piece, right? Well, his idiot followers actually bought the coin, okay? Then the company that paid him the $5,000, and then they said they're going to pay him another $5,000 when it was all said and done. So he was supposed to make like $10,000 off of this, which is not much given the fact that apparently he's dying of cancer and he can't afford his mortgage or whatever. They made like $3 million off this damn token because Boogie's idiot followers decided to actually buy the freaking thing. Okay. Yeah, I've watched a little bit of CoffeeZilla. Yeah, the thing about the pitch though, and this is Boogie's defense, because there's a audio clip out there, a video clip of him talking to CoffeeZilla, and apparently the pitch was his defense. His defense is, well, the pitch, I said you're going to go broke. Don't buy this coin. I told people don't buy the coin, but then they put the coin up for sale. So again, I don't know if in a court it would actually matter. I don't know in a court of law if it would actually have any effect, because the reality is you can't put something up for sale that you know is flawed, that you tell people it's a scam or, don't buy it because you're going to go broke. But here you can still buy it anyways. Like, I know that the SEC and a lot of this other shit doesn't take this stuff very lightly. So that being said, Boogie's been on a campaign like attacking people, calling them out, saying how, oh, there's, I totally thought this was, legit. Why would I try to scam my audience? Basically, he sold his entire YouTube audience out for like $10,000. And Boogie has like 4 million subs on YouTube and apparently can't even break even. Can't even pay his bills. Weekend Warrior. I must paint you this great commentary and people flock to him. You're gold. Yeah. So there's a few people like that in the commentary space that do a really good job. I know some people find upper echelon to be kind of like, one person said like pompous or something. I never really got that from his videos, but yeah, I get it. I mean, I was looking through this earlier and it just goes on and on. Like digging into Boogie's past and who this dude is and all this shit that's gone down, it just blows my mind how invested people are in this dude, when for all intents and purposes, he just seems like a gigantic sack of shit. I mean, I don't get it. Crazy trailer park stories. The dude who got arrested shouting outside someone's home waving a gun. SEC arrested that one CEO guy. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Somebody else pointed out that those 4 million subs are probably just dead accounts. Like at this point now, like, okay, if I look at my YouTube analytics, right, I have a lot of return viewers on my videos that do really well. And those return viewers aren't necessarily subscribers, but they're people who have watched my content before and then they watch it again. The other problem with people who subscribe and never watch is even though you have a number attached to it, like you said, they're just numbers. Mentis Wave. I don't think I know that one. You got to be freaking real to make your hustle go. Yeah, 100%. Well, the weird thing about Upper Echelon is that his videos were doing really good, and then something happened in the last 6 months. I don't know if it was when he thought he was going to get sued by somebody and he was preparing for a lawsuit. Like when he was covering Mario Nafal and a lot of these other guys, he was doing fantastic. Upper Echelon's coverage was like top notch. But I don't know. Yeah, like if you look at Upper Echelon's videos right now, in fact, should be pretty easy to find him because I follow him on here. Let's see. Upper Echelon's got almost 700,000 subscribers. You know, his channel's, since I subscribed to him, I think a year or two ago, he's still been growing. But if you look at his recent videos, first off, he's not making that many. He had a couple 2 weeks ago that each only got 27,000 and 37,000. Now, I have videos like the one I posted today, he had 3,000 views. You know, that's fine. Small channel, I don't think too much about it. You go back a couple months and he had videos that got almost 200,000 views, but somewhere in here, tucked in the middle, you've got videos that only have 37,000, 64,000, 37,000. Clearly not enough to pay your bills on. You know, I can tell you firsthand. Now, I know that he's got other stuff going on. He's got, you know, other investments, and he's got channel members and merchandise, so he's probably taken care of as far as that goes, and he probably has another job. It's sad when you see these huge channels, like, for example, Boogie. In fact, let's see Boogie. 3.97 million subscribers. Good God, he's fat. Holy cow. Whoa. Oh my God. Okay. What about his live streams? Streamed a year ago. So he doesn't stream much anymore. Those are great numbers for a live stream, though. Holy crap. Of course, those are probably the ones that were like his biggest live streams. Let's see. 2 weeks ago, 63,000, 17,000 2 weeks ago. Like a topic that I covered on my tiny little channel, my video probably got more views than his. And he's got 4 million. Again, the number. He's got 4 million subscribers, but again, it's just a number. So, absolutely crazy. He's got receding hair. Hey, don't be picking on the receding hair. Some of us here, we got that problem, okay? That male pattern baldness going on. Yeah, a lot of times Echelon will cover a topic that I just don't find interesting, unfortunately. Mental Outlaw Tech, Overlord Gaming. Kratz Boogie, yeah. BitBoy Crypto and Sam Bankman-Fried, yes. Yeah. I think Echelon covered a lot of the BitBoy Crypto stuff. Again, I went to him for the Sam Bankman-Fried stuff, a lot of those things, because I just didn't have enough time to look it up myself, and I knew nothing about it. Okay, can somebody tell me what the hell is going on in this picture? I was watching Smash JT's video on this earlier, and I, for the life of me, cannot understand why, first of all, his chest is exposed, and secondly, what these god-awful looking things are in front of it. I don't know that I got the stones to tackle this one tonight. You've been balding since your 20s? Yeah. So apparently Jim Sterling is another one of these guys like Boogie. I'm going to say like Boogie because, once again, nobody's watching him anymore. Who apparently decided along the way that he was a she and made a video recently criticizing gamers saying that it was both bitterly hilarious and entertainingly depressing to see angry nerds typed out their outrage with hands that clearly had never so as much brushed a woman's cheek. Also says the woke chin is one of the contemporary obsessions of gender-terrified cis men who think policing fictional bodies isn't one of the saddest things in the world. Now, this is the funniest thing. Jim Sterling's brain rot. He's brain rot, but the problem is these people are the reason we have Nikocado Avocado, chick from Horizon over here. The reality is, and Smash GT says it right here in this tweet, a male cosplaying as a female is telling gamers that we have no idea what it's like to be with a woman. Think about that for a second. I mean, the reality of the situation that we're in right now, where you have people like this who have, again, like Tipster, like Keppels, all these people who have gone along with this and pushed this agenda and who are allied with the games journalists and they're allied with the games, consulting firms. And they're all together pushing this narrative forward like they want to see all the pretty females replaced with these square-chinned, masculine-looking females, and then they tell you that you're crazy, that there's nothing wrong with this, and it's a dude in drag telling you, no, this is a woman, see? Yeah, sweet baby supporter. He's a pal with Adam Sessler. Oh, that doesn't surprise me. That Adam Sessler, Mr. Yeah. Seal clap for Frost, yeah. Oh, I swear to God, these people are all the same. They are all the same. Now, the weird thing about Jim Sterling, that I never knew Jim Sterling prior to... What was that? Which one are you trying to get out? Dog and the cat are being a pain in the ass. I never knew Jim Sterling prior to this persona that he took on here, okay? So let me see if I can find, circa 2010 Jim Sterling. I'm afraid of what my search results are going to bring up here. God, that's a lot of makeup he's wearing. He's also gained weight, it looks like. Let me see here. Jim Sterling, 5 fast facts you need to know. James Stephanie Sterling's career is due in part to the Xbox Kinect. What? Hang on a second. In an interview with Heavy, Sterling said that in 2010, while still working for gaming news site Destruct... Oh, okay. Sterling's a cool last name. Yeah, no, for sure. I like the name. You might be right about that, Blu-ray. Dog and cat. Well, yeah, so the problem is I had my cats. That was it. My dog and cat both passed away a couple years ago. And so it had been a couple years and we're like, okay, it's time to replace one of them. So we decided we were going to wait on getting another dog until we were eventually moved out of this apartment because there's just not enough space. We got a cat. Then my mom got a cat. Well, she got the cat that was the sister to our cat. And then she was busy with work and it's like, well, your cat never has anybody there at home, so we'll bring her over here. So now we have the brother and the sister. My cat's 13 pounds. He's Chungus. He's huge. His sister is half his size. Now we have my mom's dog, now that she's a flight attendant. And the dog decides he's going to chase the little one around because the little one doesn't scare him. Big one smacks him. He doesn't like it very much. So randomly throughout the course of the day and night, he'll just be deciding that he's going to chase the cat, and you'll hear her growling and smacking him and running through the house, and he's just being an idiot chasing her. So yes, I am disabled via my pets. It's not even my children at this point because my kids are all getting bigger. It's my pets that have me disabled. Yeah, Purple, we were not in a situation where we wanted a dog. I wasn't even so sure about taking the second cat, but I love the cat, so it's like, oh, we'll bring her over here. It's just 2 cats instead of 1. Then it turned into 2 cats and a freaking dog. So now I'm just like, I got 3 kids, 2 cats and a dog. I'm gonna lose my mind. My receding hairline is rapidly increasing. All right, so they were sent to cover Microsoft's E3 press conference where they would announce the Kinect. Sterling said that they made them and other journalists wait in line for hours with no water. Oh my God. Dude, we're talking again about these pathetic victim mentality pieces of crap. So Sterling went to cover Microsoft's E3 press conference where they were going to announce the Kinect, and he had to complain because they all had to wait in line for hours with no water available. Bring your own freaking water. Holy crap. When they got there, they put white vests on them and had Cirque du Soleil dance around them. Then they projected light onto the vest for some sort of video package. It also turned out that MTV had an exclusive on the whole event. Sterling angrily left early for a water fountain. The story the next day was Jim Sterling stormed out of Kinect show in disgust, which they said was only half true. After going back to the seedy motel Destructoid was operating out of, Sterling was asked to give their thoughts on the presentation. Their thoughts? No, I think at the time it was his thoughts. On the presentation for the publication's video coverage. I'd already taken to wearing aviators to alleviate camera shyness, and by the time I yanked the microphone out of our interviewer's hands and blasted Microsoft, I was halfway toward cutting a wrestling promo, Sterling told Heavy. The whole thing was such a blast in retrospect that I decided to try doing it some more. So this moment led Sterling to establish the Jimquisition, a weekly video series where Sterling shares thoughts about topical issues regarding the video game. This must be where he really took off. Every week after that, they'd taken the industry to task, investigating some of the biggest names in gaming. After going independent, Sterling's fan-funded brand is over 800,000 subscribers strong. Interesting. So somewhere along the way, around 2010, something happened. That's so sad too, because you're Jim Sterling. That's a cool name, and I like the getup. I like the look. It's almost like a fat Elton John, you know, but not as fruity. That's kind of fruity. Yeah, I'm just, wow. One Punch Man. I can do that. Why not? The one cat you showed on the Twitter sitting on the book cardboard looks fine, though. Yeah. That one was Tucker, I think. Boy cat. Let me see. Let me take a look here. Not this. Twatter. Where is Twatter at? I know I've shared pictures of both the boy cat and the girl Tucker and Ivy. Let me see here. Can't see shit when I'm like minimized. Some of these websites don't work so well when you actually minimize them. It's really weird. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay, so this one, this is Boy Cat Tucker. He doesn't look as fat in this picture, but he's about 13 pounds. And he's huge. Solid fat. I'm talking like, and that means not fat. He's not obese, but it's all in his fupa, okay? Very big cat, big boy. Then we got Ivy, who I think I got a picture of from earlier. And she looks a lot like him, but she is, I'm not even kidding, she's legitimately half his size. She is tiny compared to him. Like he's huge, and then she's this little bitty thing. Twatter sounds, that's just what I call it because it's just a shit show. It's the Twatter. He used to be part of the Escapist magazine. What? Wait, Jim Sterling was part of the Escapist with freaking Nick Calandra? No way. You think your cat's over 15, she can't jump or climb high, but she's kind of senile, and you think she's forgetting where her toilet is? Oh my god. That's terrible. Oh yeah, cats go senile. Oh yeah, no, Ivy's tiny. She's legit half the size. She's the one that came and crawled up on my desk earlier when I was trying to stream. She's the one that the dog chases around the house. Tucker just walks around the house with the dog like up his ass, just screaming at him. If you guys ever like in the background hear like a cat yelling or meowing, it's because the dog's pestering Tucker. Find him food without wheating it. Yeah. I think both my dog and my cats are on wellness choice or wilderness choice. It's one of those ones that's supposed to be like grain free or something. I don't know, that's expensive and the dog doesn't like it. Got this dog from my mom and he's fussy. He's picky about his food. I have to put like peanut butter or cheese or chicken or eggs or something in his food to actually get him to eat. Evil Food Supply have really jarring videos on pet food. Oh, I know. No, unfortunately, pet food is one of those things that is just like full of crap. I mean, all of our food is, to be honest. So much of what we eat. Like, I'm sure that, because my brother has I've got Crohn's. He has colitis. So two different sides of the same coin. Colitis and Crohn's are very much the same kind of thing. Inflammatory bowel disease. Inflammation in your intestines that leads you to have stomach pain and indigestion and all this other stuff. Luckily, he and I are both, medicated all that, though I think my medication works better than his. But the reality is, 2 out of 4 brothers, what are the odds of us both having inflammatory bowel disease? It's hereditary, but it's much more likely things that we've eaten in the course of our life have led to where our stomachs have these issues processing food. Very much like what they put in animals' food, all the fillers and everything else. So then he broke off, not sure about the timeline. These people were impressed he was able to take the show's namesake with him, Jimquisition. Even Yahtzee and Nick didn't manage to pull that. Yeah, it's funny. The Jimquisition thing, that sounds relatively familiar. I don't know anything about the guys from The Escapist other than my interactions with Nick. And Nick's had me blocked for months. That other Yahtzee guy, I think Blu-ray, I think I saw you talking about him on Twitter. But unfortunately, I don't have any experience with Yahtzee with his work. I don't know anything about him. All I know is Nick likes to pretend he's holier than thou art. But the reality about Nick is he hangs out with all the worst people on Twitter. He spends all of his time supporting them. Anybody who is on the other side of Gamergate, other side of the anti-woke, other side of the anti-DEI, he's pals with all of them. So he'll be pals with the e-thoughts, with the people like Alyssa Mercante. I even saw freaking Sid Alpha, the YouTuber, trying to make nice with Nick Calandra. I'm like, dude, you got no balls whatsoever. You don't have to take sides on everything, but some people just aren't worth your time. You don't have to try to be friends with everybody. Inflammation because you damage your intestines with the indigestible protein from grains. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it all leads to the same place. Yep. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I think it's a good point to stop because it's only 11, a little after 11 my time. I can get a decent night's sleep, kind of recover from this hellish Monday I had. I don't know if I'm going to get a video recorded. I might try to record a video real quick and get it ready to go first thing in the morning. We'll see. Gets to wear the crown of you thought. Why not? You don't think she qualifies? I mean, she's an ex-cam girl, but she's not my cup of tea, I would tell you that. The funniest thing, before we get done, the funniest thing about Mercante is that before she went all shitlib, before she went all crazy, feminist, man-hating, games journalist, all that crazy shit she did, she's, whatever, she wasn't bad looking. Now, again, not my cup of tea, not like the most gorgeous woman you'd ever find, but, absolutely decent looking, whatever. She's bold. Yes, she's very bold. Now it's like, I don't know if it's the feminism, the college education, the journalist career that she's taken. Oh, thanks for hanging out, Ryan. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys showed up even though I got here late. I know the time difference sucks, and the fact that I'm on the West Coast and I always hop on so late makes it hard for a lot of you guys, but I appreciate you guys turning out. Yeah, I don't know. It's Alyssa Mercante is like a cautionary tale on what feminism will do to you. So. Oh, balding. Well, yeah, no, she is. It's the hair starting to thin. Again, maybe she's taking testosterone. I don't know. I'm not making any allegations. I'm just saying. It wouldn't surprise me. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here.